time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, what time is it? Your show. Yeah, he's back from the dead. Your show. Putting it on the map, yeah. Saskatoon. Right next to New York. New York. Yeah, what show, yeah. Your show. What time is it? Your show. Yeah, time to talk some shit, yeah. Your show.
You've tuned in, yeah.
Yeah, fun Maggie. Bark, bark, wolf, wolf, who wants a treat, yeah. Keep listening.
Welcome to yet another edition of your show, I believe, episode 90. Is that what Phenom said? Episode 90. That means we've done this 90 times now. Man, that's crazy to think about, isn't it? It's the Hump Day edition. I am your host, Gary. I hope you are finding yourself so close to that finish line and you're getting the hell out of work if you're watching this after, as most people do, because it's a tough time to watch when you're at work at 4 o'clock. We appreciate you hanging out with us. Margaret, can you report to the stage, please? Margaret, come on. Get on up here, girl. That's a good puppy. We have a little tradition around here. That tradition is before the start, or I guess at the start of every show. We head on over to our favorite cam, and that favorite cam is the Maggie cam. Look at her today. She just went for a walk. So she's huffing and puffing, but we got a nice fan blowing on her right now. So she's got that model look going. Work it, girl. Work it. Yeah, she knows what she's doing. The Maggie cam for our incredible friends over at Pet Planet on 8th Street, your pet's natural grocer, Mike and Rochelle, and Maggie's boyfriend, Leroy. Always there to make your day the greatest day of your life, to make your shopping experience the greatest shopping experience that you've ever experienced. And they'll just turn your day around. So much good always goes on over at Pet Planet on 8th Street as well. Kirsten, Shar, and Chris helping you out on the weekends and past or over business hours, whenever the business hours end and then it goes into evening hours. They're there too. Everything you need, they got you covered. Our good friends at Pet Planet on 8th Street. Oh, look at that, Maggie. She's gonna snooze soon. She's gonna go dream about Pet Planet right away on 8th Street. So we'll make sure that she does that. Well done, Phenom. Give your hand up there. Let everyone see you. Let's see what Phenom's doing. There he is, looking good, buddy. Looking very, very good. So Coach Mazer is going to be walking on. He's going to be a little walk-on. It's not really a tryout like they have in college sports, but a walk-on straight to the chair. And he's going to sit down beside us, and we're going to chat. And I think we're going to start that chat right now because we've got a lot of things to say and to talk about with this guy because we've had some Zoom issues the last couple of weeks, but we just tested it. Everything was crisp, crystal clear. No way this one could go bad. So now we will check in with our good friend, author, speaker, all-around great guy, incredible coach, and a member of this team. Around here, we call him Coach Number 1. His real name, Adrian Belarzon. Yes, sir. Hello, old friend. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, GM.
Oh,
The question is, can you hear me?
Absolutely. 1,000%. We got rid of all the gremlins. Huge shout out to my main man, LB, who was working pretty darn hard to get all that stuff figured out. And we always appreciate it. Dude, I literally was going through page 200 today of your incredible book. Gotta make sure we get it in there. Right here. I'm almost done. I'm getting close to the end. Teams that swear by each other, not about each other. Very, very good book. Now, it couldn't have came into my life a better situation than this one as we continue to grow and build this family. And a lot of the talk in the book is about talking, if you can believe it, and communicating and the importance of communication. And some of the stuff that I have been learning, I'm like almost scared to try out with my team because I feel like all of this stuff might be above even me. So if I did try to incorporate some of these techniques into it, I wouldn't know what I was doing. So it's like, I don't know what I can do. But the whole talk about being able to open up and have a conversation, the word you use, and this is what got me thinking, I got to ask him about this before Maisie gets here. The word you used was the compliment sandwich. Now, I've been, I guess, an easy target for the compliment sandwich because I had no idea it was happening for a long time. at the old place, and then it sort of came around that this is a thing, and compliment sandwiches are, you know, something that businesses do, and it's like a strategy. And I was so happy, so proud when you said, to you it's more like a shit sandwich. That just made me like, yes, thank you. Thank you. And I don't really need any comment or anything about this. I just wanted to thank you for acknowledging that, because I always thought the compliment sandwich was such a jabroni move, and to have someone, a professional, call it out for what it is made me feel so great. So thank you for that.
Hey, I'm here for you, Gary. So I'm glad that that's made it. But it is a shit sandwich, because anytime you go, hey, Gary, you're doing this really good, but this bit here, not so good. But oh, you do this other thing really good. The thing everybody latches onto is that thing in the middle. So if we got to talk about that thing in the middle, let's just talk about it.
Yes. And you
Share
had
the perspective, and then let's fix it and then move on.
And you had such a good way of presenting that too, when you said some of your like hardest conversations to have with the people you're working with have been like out on walks and have been like out of office type situations. And it adds to the element of, I'm being honest with you, I'm opening up, let's just talk about it, instead of, you're so great, you're the best, you're so awesome. But there's this tiny little thing we want to work on, but you're so great. And you said it perfectly. That tiny little thing eats at you forever. And another one of your tips in the book was to just get it done as soon as you can, because you're so right. It sits there and it eats away at you more and more and more while you're trying to figure out how to, you know, attack this situation. And it was 1,000% accurate. Like, I was talking and reading about myself there. So it's a really good book. I can't say that enough. And I really appreciate that whole idea of getting it together like that.
Well, you know what? I think there was an example on last week's show with you and Coach Two, where Coach Two shared some feedback, and I was like, man, these guys work well together. So I don't know if, like, I was watching it and I could hear you, but when Coach Two said to you, going, when I came into the show, you guys were like playing on your phones. Did you not try this stuff out? Like, check it. And I love that he just called it out.
Yeah.
He didn't say, hey, Gary, you look really good. Now, did you try this out? And by the way, your hair looks good today. Right?
Totally.
He just called it out.
Yeah.
And then you guys had a discussion, bang, moved on.
And that's, in a perfect world, hey, that's what the conversation should be. None of the baloney. Just get in there and talk about it and figure it out.
Yeah. So, hey, anyways, I thought that was a good example of a team that swears by each other. And it probably goes to the fact that you guys have a good relationship, that you guys have some trust. You've known each other for a while. You know that you got each other's best interest at heart. So it's easy for Coach Two to be able to ask you about what's happening.
See, are you ever not coaching? I feel like you're just always on.
Oh man, like this is the way I see the world. Like, these are the things that I see, and I think it drives people that I live with nuts. But yeah. Anyways, like I said, Gary, I'm glad it's helped. I'm here to help.
Absolutely. And we all appreciate it, because I don't tell anybody when I incorporate these things, obviously, but here and there I'm trying these things that I'm reading in the book, and obviously they work, because this place is doing really good, and that's a big part of it. So again, thank you for that. Now I want to get into something that I thought was that we want to talk to you about a couple times now. Olympics wise, this breakdancer, Rachel Gunn, is she like the most hated person in Australia or the most beloved in Australia? I'm reading all sorts of stuff. Of course, the internet will throw you every single angle that you want to find. What's the deal in Australia, to quote Seinfeld? What's the deal with Ray Gunn?
So she is the big topic right now, and it's really mixed. So you've got, I think our Prime Minister came out and said, you know what? Ray Gunn represents what Australians are about. It's about getting out there and just having a go. And then on the flip side, he got people going, how did she even make the team? Her husband was one of the selectors, has been the judges of different competitions, and was she just taking the mickey out of the process? And taking the mickey, do you guys, is that I don't know if I ever heard that term in Saskatoon until I've
Never. That's why I giggled. It's another new one, and I like it.
Yeah. Okay. So, was she taking the mickey out of just the whole process. And so yeah, it's a debate right now. I think it's embarrassing. Like the Olympics, the people that go to the Olympics dedicate how many years of their life, how much money, how much sweat, and the people around them to go and take it real serious. And then you've got Reagan, who's kind of, yeah. Well, I don't want to say take the Mickey again because that doesn't sound good because I've said it like 3 times already. But
well, I think
just kind of made a mockery of it.
I think the play there is take the piss, right? That's the British version. So I think you guys sort of made it your own on that. One of the things I saw, and I've gone back and forth way too many times on this. I just wanted to love Ray Gunn for who she is and, get out there and give it your all. But then I read about how she was like making a protest of sorts. And this was like a protest about how the scoring system works for the breakdancing competition in the Olympics. And that's why she purposely went out of her way to score a 0. Because apparently she's a really good breakdancer, but she just didn't want to breakdance good to use the platform to spread awareness of the corruption and all this. Like, it was a bit of a rabbit hole. But do you think there's anything to that? Is anyone talking about that down there?
No. Like, I don't think breakdancing is nearly as big as, like, corruption in breakdancing isn't quite the same as maybe issues within Hockey Canada or Soccer Canada. It is not near. If it was cricket, if it was footy, like AFL or rugby, maybe, but I don't think there's a big swell of debate about the corruption in breakdancing.
Yeah, and another one of the angry sides of the situation was the people talking about what you said, how there are breakdancers that spend their entire life, the second this was announced, saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to make it to the Olympics, just like any other Olympic athlete, and that she took that spot of that person that was doing that. And I could see how that could also be greasy. So it sounds like she's not winning many people over in her homeland down under there, hey?
No, and again, like I think there's a little bit of a mix, but generally feeling it's like that's not what we're about. It didn't seem like the right thing. And then there was talk about, because of what she's done, breakdancing is no longer part of the Olympics. But the decision was made to take breakdancing out before Reagan jumped in.
Like, how did they even get it in? I think that's the big question, because like looking at the new ones coming in, like flag football, I get that. That's cool. Like, we got baseball back, very exciting. Like, there's legitimate, like, lacrosse is coming in. Like, how the heck did breakdancing get in there?
Maybe because it doesn't need any new facilities and it's not going to cost millions of dollars. Nah, look, there's more to breakdancing's pretty cool. Like, even when we were kids,
that's it, man.
The big ghetto blaster.
Yeah, that's one of my biggest letdowns of the whole competition. Well, there was 2 things. Number one was anytime you actually see breakdancing battles, it's not like camaraderie. It's not come here and let's do this together. It's I'm going to murder you on this breakdancing floor and you are going to eat it. And it's like chirping and like you attack each other. And out there, they're all buddy. And like, oh yeah, we're at the Olympics breakdancing. And this goes like, no! This should be the breakdancing like we see on the streets. And then that led into my second thing, which was, where was the cardboard? Get some cardboard out there. Let's do this for real. Get the big boom box. Do it right. Don't have these people out here. Like, was she wearing a cricket uniform?
Well, that was it. Like, I didn't watch it, to be honest. I didn't watch any of the breakdancing.
Yeah, I didn't watch
in the
Olympics.
Any of this and then when I saw her, she was wearing like a cricket top and then the training pants of a cricketer. And I thought, oh, is this the uniform that they all have to wear? But apparently she chose, again, she's taking the Mickey, Gary.
Taking the Mickey. Jeez, can't be doing that. Can't be taking the Mickey. Was there anything
but you know
else?
What?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I wanted to say, that made me think of maybe the next sport that they could try. Because when you're talking about the breakdancing and it's, it's very rivalry and just machismo, it reminded me of 8 Mile.
Oh. Yeah.
Right. I don't even know what you call that competition. What's that called when they?
That's a freestyle battle. That's a freestyle rap battle. Yeah. Like, could you imagine if they had a freestyle rap battle at the Olympics as an event? It'd be just like guys, it'd be like the reverse. It would just be guys complimenting each other. It's like, your bars are way better than mine, bro. You're the best, yo. It wouldn't be any of the actual stuff like your mom this and your girlfriend that, and like the usual stuff you'd expect.
Okay. Well, you know what? We might be onto something because who's been one of the big ambassadors for the 28th?
Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg.
Snoop Dogg. Dude,
So maybe there's something here
that could
that
be interesting.
they're planning and they're just building up to.
Interesting. I think that would be pretty darn cool. I'd at least watch that. Well, I'd give them one more chance before they ruin everything. Everything that goes to the Olympics just gets ruined, is what including the cities, which we talked about before. As we hang out with Coach number 1 here on your show, every Wednesday we check in with him from the land down under. So, baseball coming back. You're a baseball guy. It's your passion. You love it. What is this? Does this have any implications with the World Baseball Championship? Are they still even doing that? What's your thoughts on baseball returning to the Olympics?
Oh, I'm super excited for it because, one, it puts our sport back on the global
I can't believe
platform.
they took it out. Jeez, so stupid.
The other thing, too, is at a national level, when they took baseball out of the Olympics here, a lot of funding got taken out.
Oh.
So what was happening was the national body, when the Olympics were in, they would get funding and they would fund all the high performance coaches in all the different states or provinces. And then when baseball was taken out of it, they lost that funding. So then your state associations, the equivalent of your baseball Saskatchewans, they then had to fund that position for each state, which meant now it takes away from being able to invest in grassroots sports. So that's that trickle down effect. So like from a real selfish perspective who loves the game, it's great to have it back in there. I don't know if they've talked about whether major league players can play in it or not.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't delved that far into it. I imagine they would, but I guess they went how many Olympics without the pros, right? Didn't they do something like that before they let them in and then they just blew it all up?
Yeah, I don't even know if pros, I can't tell you if they played in it or not before, but obviously at this time of the year, are they going to stop the season?
That's
Are players going to get injured? And then who covers the insurance?
Well, remember the disaster that was the last World Baseball Championship? Like the Mets got decimated before preseason even finished because their stars were getting hurt at the World Baseball Classic.
That can only happen to the Mets, but
that's right.
It would be pretty cool. But my question would be, would Joey Votto finally decide to play with Team Canada? Because he's never. I don't think he's ever played with them. He'll be like 48, or I don't know how old he'll be.
Oh, he's got a spot.
Yeah, he'd probably be done. But maybe Andrew Albers. It'd be awesome to see him back in the colors.
Even if they're just bench bosses, like get Matty Stairs out there, get all the boys, and just be like, all right, you guys run this team. Let's go have some fun. Because, did you watch lots of the World Baseball Classic? You get into that at all?
Yeah, I would follow Team Canada.
Yeah.
How they were, and the Australians actually did really well. They were playing in Japan, and I think got down to the bottom of the ninth. And a local guy here from Melbourne was up to the bat, and if they got this, Daryl George is his name, and if he would have got a hit, I think they would have beat Japan. Like it would have been a major upset. And I think in the end he went out, but it was. Yeah, everybody here followed that bit. So
well, yeah, that's all it takes, really, right? Is someone to do something awesome, then all of a sudden, boom, we're rolling. And the country gets behind you, and before you know it, you're cheering and screaming for these guys. And it's very exciting for me to just think about doing that again. As coach number 2 has arrived, and hey, no baking until after. Come here, come talk to AJ. Get over here. We got him. He's here in the flesh. Ladies and gentlemen, coach number 2. Yes. I just told you not to eat. I know they're good. We got fresh baking here, AJ, so next time you're in Saskatoon, we'll make sure we get some good baking for you. It's a little treat we like to give all the guests that come in the studio. You got to turn that on. But it's some good stuff. We got some brownies in there. We got like a blueberry crumble going on and like a carrot cake with a cream cheese topping. Very exciting.
Who does all the baking?
We have some people that work for us that do the baking. They do my wardrobe. They do cleaning. We got a whole squad here.
No, tell them.
Well, yeah, and she also does Pulse Power with Aiden, which drops every Monday.
You know Aiden
Marari.
Oh, Marari. Yeah. Absolutely. Great family.
She's a
great family.
hell of a baker, too. Yeah, shout out to the entire Morari family. We love them.
Super fit. I think all of them are pretty fit.
Oh, yeah.
Haven't seen Dave
Yeah, I think
in
it
a
was
while, so I don't know.
Steve
Nah.
and Dave. I haven't seen Dan lately.
Yeah, but Dan was money. Hey, this is working. Good to
told
talk
you.
to you.
Yeah,
I didn't know what was
Great.
happening.
Isn't it nice? We still got 10 minutes before our next one, so.
Yeah, we're good. Work was busy. And it's been busy. So it's hard to get across town.
Let me get you caught up here. We
All right.
talked about Ray Gunn and how nobody in Australia is backing her with her little breakdancing thing. And
No,
we
that
talked
was-
about baseball returning to the Olympics. And we talked about some other stuff from the book about coaching that I'm not going to tell you because I use these Jedi mind tricks from the book to guide the team.
Well, here's the thing about the breaking community. What I've noticed at the Olympics is everybody is very supportive of everyone, and they don't want anyone to be publicly shamed. And I noticed that in the group, they all supported Ray Gunn really well, and they gave her a second chance at the closing ceremonies to just have a moment to just off the cuff breakdance, and it was still very not good.
She's good, though. She's a good breakdancer.
No, she's not.
Not at the Olympics. We talked
No,
about
she's
that.
not at the Olympic level. Yeah, she's a fine break dancer. She's a very creative person. But you know what? I could come up with all those things too. And all my buddies that break dance would be like, it's fun to have you around. Don't represent us on a national level or maybe global level, but let's have fun and break dance and hang out. It's kind of like me and you playing recreational baseball, or when we have the judge, like if
the
we
judge.
got to play hockey with any of our pro hockey buddies,
Yeah.
they'd be like, man, I love playing hockey with you. You would suck at any level that requires a resume, which would be classify you as a professional, but where you pay to play and pay for the ice time and we go hang out and drink beers afterwards, you're really good at it. Ray Gunn, Gary,
Okay.
Ryan.
So apparently we just solved that. Go ahead, AJ.
There might be something. Maybe this is a longer-term strategy for Ray Gunn
Yeah.
because
Slow play.
she's on the world's biggest platform for breakdancing.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's talking about breakdancing like they are now.
No.
Maybe she's there to inspire the future generation because all these kids or parents will go, I can do better than that. If I join breakdancing, I can make the Olympics.
Yeah, but I mean, kids that breakdance do better than that. Like if you're a gymnast, you would be better. You have the skills. I guess maybe that's the problem, that breakdancing has been an underground scene for so long. When it first started, I think it was just maybe a little bit of a robot, a little bit of rhythm, you know what I mean? But then all of a sudden,
a little bit of a robot and a
you
worm.
know, a worm and a robot and whatever, right? But then it became, hey, you need to be pretty much an Olympic athlete to really give her on this. I'm getting a phone call, professional. It's my wife. Should I take it live?
Oh,
Yeah.
here we go. All right. Welcome to live phone calls
Sarah?
on your show.
I'm
know
just
this?
on your show right now, live.
10 years.
Can I
He's
call
shaking
you
his
back,
head like he's
or
not.
should I
He's
leave?
saying he's not.
Okay, I love you very much.
We all love you, Sarah. You're amazing.
Oh, Sarah said love you.
Oh,
To you, but not me.
Well, that's because we love each other. She's amazing.
Weird.
That's the second time you've done that. That always feels very risky. Hey, just
So risky.
what if you open it and she just starts yelling like, "I saw a posting about you online, and now you're getting canceled."
I read the comments and nobody likes you and they think you offer nothing to the program.
Darling,
Oh.
we're on the show right now live.
Alrighty.
Let's see.
What were we talking about?
Not
Very good.
much.
Yeah, so there wasn't much to the moves, but then it started to evolve, right? And I don't think Ray Gunn's got to the athletic ability that a lot of these guys have. Like she was like, I didn't think I'd be able to spin on my head till I started breakdancing, and now I can do a 3/4 of a rotation. I was like, yeah, but these good ones are doing 18 rotations and then shimmying down to their shoulder and then pausing on their back arm. Well, you'll pause for breaks, and I was just like, I can do that.
One of the biggest things
Terribly
that this has
as well.
overshadowed is the fact that Phil Wizard, a Canadian, brought home a gold for Canada.
And I don't think
breakdancing.
he was the best overall, but the guy that lost in the bronze medal, There's a clip of what he did. It's incredible. So anyway, they gave a soft opening with the breakdance with the women. No offense, not athletic, reality.
What?
Whoa.
That sounded horrible.
It's the truth. It's the truth. We all know this. I'm not gonna go ruffle too many feathers. Like, are we gonna stay in that lane?
Yes.
We're all the same.
Yes.
Okay.
Of course.
So you know what they did? They came at us hard with that women breakdancing scene that was pretty borderline terrible. And then, but then it finished strong as you got to the end, and you weeded out the ray guns, and that's about it. No offense, Australia. Why didn't Canada have a representative? How did you qualify? How did you make it into that group? Like, was ray gun better than all of the other nations' offerings? I doubt it, but I don't know how it all happened.
Well,
You know?
Actually, it's interesting. No, I don't know. But it's interesting because Australia had 460 athletes participate. And
Yeah.
Canada had just over 300.
Yeah.
So this is my question too: is why would Australia, smaller country, have more athletes?
Summer Olympic
Maybe to
support.
your question, is there minimum standards that you have to meet for all events, or do the countries decide how many people they're going to enter into the different competitions?
That's great.
I think that's a great question. I think the Australia puts a ton of focus on their Summer Olympics, and they make sure that they get up to those levels.
Like Canada
And
with the Winter
participates
Olympics. Yeah.
like that
Yeah.
the U.S. does, or China. I think Korea did the best. I nerded out on this briefly. I think Korea did the best per medal total with participants on average, and I think the States might have been second, and China was third, and those are still the ones that finished 1-2, right? Like. Americans might have pulled it through the end. I haven't did it. This was a couple days before the end of the Olympics, and then the U.S. got really hot. Like, I think it's impressive. The U.S. had 13 medals, 38 gold medals. Don't fact check on me.
I think it was 38 or 39.
Gary's mom, but
She does check out all these things.
if she does fact check, I think it's 113, and they had 490 athletes or 500 athletes. Is that too strong? Something like that. Like that's incredible that roughly a fifth of the athletes from the States won a medal. They medaled out. So the dollars that they're putting into and the quality of athletes that they're sending there for each sport is high end. It's crazy.
I think. Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead, but
Yes,
yeah.
Here's one for you, Maze.
Okay.
Because I've just written about this. I found some funny numbers about the Olympics.
Here we
The
go.
country who had the least number of medals per capita.
You looked this up? You wrote about this in a book.
Yeah. Yes.
So
no,
it's
no,
not.
No, I'm writing it in an upcoming newsletter.
Oh, okay. In a publication.
India.
Got it. Yeah, for sure.
India won a medal for every they won one medal for every 232 million people.
Those stats aren't legit. I mean, so you look. So
What do you mean they're
India.
not legit.
Well, the effort isn't there. So I just like per participation. Like, how many people did they send to the Olympics?
I don't know, but if your population is I don't know how many, a billion or whatever India, I've got no idea what the population is, but surely you'd think it's just like in sport, the more people you have playing, typically the better you are. Like here in Australia, the best state in baseball is New South Wales. They have the most people playing the game.
Well, sure.
So we're just going per capita.
100%. You're 100% right. Yeah.
Well,
But like the same thing. So the U.S. I didn't intend to get in a Twitter rant, but I was on the Twitter thing, the Twitter machine, the X,
social media.
the social media. I was on there looking
Not
up some
good for
stuff
you.
and then reading some things, and then someone posted that the medal total, and I was like, well, China's looking like they'll be there, and then I said, here's how many athletes represented from each country, and if you notice, pretty much how the medal table goes is pretty much the participating countries, roughly, with some
Yes.
variance. And that's when I went on a tangent and learned that. But at the same time, then some American dude came in and is just like, you're just saying America's the best. And I was like, don't get suckered into this, Ryan. Put your phone away. And I did. But in my thought, I was going to be like, so isn't it, I was going to just be, what's that word? Facetious?
Facetious, great
Yeah,
word. I
yeah.
love that word.
Good one.
Yeah, I mix that up with the poopy word sometimes, and I look like an asshole, but I did good here.
Facetious?
Yeah,
That's good. That was clever.
yeah. So I was just like, so all of your athletes are from Montana and North Dakota, obviously. And they were like, no, it was like, obviously a majority of these athletes are likely from Texas or California or New York, I'm guessing.
The big states.
Those big states probably produce the most athletes, and it works down that. So yeah, you're this great, big, powerful country that dominates the Olympics, but you also put a ton of resources into it. You're a very athletic-driven country, right? That put a high importance on performing well at this event. But if you break it down, then there'd be little infighting. Same thing. How many people were from Saskatchewan on the Canadian Olympic team? I think 8. I think the Dragon was lucky enough to meet one.
Yeah.
Bronze recently,
medalist.
the bronze medalist from the diver. We have a photo. Can you bring that up, please, Phenom?
He doesn't
No,
have
no
it
prep.
prepared.
Okay,
He doesn't have
gotcha.
it. We didn't know you wanted to go to it.
Yeah, right.
And-
I forgot that's the magic of
You got to tell us before
media.
the
You gotta
show,
tell
and then
you
it's ready to
things.
go. And
Right.
then when you say, "I think we got some," it's like when the people go on to the Tonight Show. They say, "I think we got a clip of that, don't we?" It's because they prepared for it.
100%.
Yeah.
Continue. You're on a good roll there.
I
Finish
was on a
strong.
roll. Who was a pole vaulter that that twerked afterwards? Did you see the Canadian
Yeah,
pole
from the
vaulter?
OnlyFans. She's got an OnlyFans.
She's got an
Oh, yeah,
OnlyFans.
I heard about
yeah.
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 She did a little twerk, and then everyone ripped
Where's
on
she
her.
from?
I'm not sure. AJ might know.
No.
I don't know, but I'm gonna go like on the other end of OnlyFans, on the other end of the spectrum. There was an Aussie 14-year-old girl who I think won breakdancing or medaled in breakdancing. 14 years old.
That's
not
wild.
breakdancing. Sorry, skateboarding.
I was gonna say.
100% skateboarding. Yeah, there's Aussies have good skateboarders too. So I don't know what correlation. The Japanese have good skateboarders as well, and they're all young. The girls seem to be
resurgence.
all young.
It's a resurgence. There was a lull in skateboarding being cool, and then people brought it back, and now
Yeah.
all the kids are doing it, and now they're all showing up again. So they're all young and
But
like,
yeah,
super
there was
good.
was it for skateboarding? Was a 20 plus year gap. There was 14, and then there was someone that was 43 maybe or 34, something like that. Something
Nice.
wild in that same contest, which is
That's cool. I
which is
like
cool. That
Yeah.
means that age has no boundaries.
Everyone
like in
can do it.
gymnastics, usually you tap out at 25, or for baseball, what is it, 40 probably, but you wouldn't have probably 18-year-olds on the national team. You'd probably all be 23, 25 to 40. It's crazy that yeah, skateboarding's cool, man.
That's it.
14-year-old kids.
Quick question: do we have another guest here? Are we lining that up?
He just texted me and asked me when to join, but I don't want to ruin a good thing. Can we double Zoom?
No, we're just happy with how this is going here. So that's okay. This is what we'll do. We'll leave it here. I will.
We can make this guy wait. He's
I
fine.
will-
You know what the other dude's doing?
What's he doing?
He's sitting on the beach in Vancouver, and he's going to try and do this. So my worry is that we got AJ for 3 weeks. He's
Perfect,
been
yeah.
waiting.
No, you're right.
To do it.
I'm gonna leave this one in your hands as the producer
He's
of your
chilling.
show.
I'll let him know.
Yeah,
He's
of
ready
course.
whenever
You're
we
the
are,
produ-
whenever this ends. So,
Okay.
AJ, do you want to leave?
I'm gonna take Ryan to school soon.
Right.
But I wanted to prompt something for our next chat.
Ooh, I like this.
Okay.
But we're going to put Gary on the spot on that one. That's why I'm giving you a heads up. But it is connected when we were talking about things from the book earlier,
Yes.
Gary.
Okay.
And one of the things I'm really big on, and I actually find when I'm doing my workshops with senior leadership teams, this is the one activity they love absolutely the most. Like after I'll be like, hey, what was the thing that really stood out to you? And I'm hoping it's like, oh, when you talked about this or you talked about that, no. It's this one exercise where
Yeah.
we get people to tell their life story. Now, I'm not going to ask you to tell your life story. Or that could be, we could maybe have different chapters. But what I would love to know, because I think back to how we got to know each other. You're obviously friends with my bro Steve, and then
Yep.
through baseball coaching. And then I feel there's this massive, well, then until now,
20 years.
almost. Yeah.
It's a lot.
But I can remember last time being in Saskatoon, and you're on the buses and you're on the signs, and I was like, how did this happen? So I would love to, next time, can we talk about how did you get into radio
Absolutely.
and all that? I would love to hear that story.
I would love, and I couldn't ask for a better person to guide that conversation. I would love for you to be the guy to take us through that, because there's some crazy stuff. It's a crazy life for sure. So
Well,
it'll be very
he
intriguing.
he's dropped bits. Like if you're an avid follower, like Wendy is, okay? So if Wendy's following along, she already knows the story, but Gary's dropped little hints. Like he's on the show at one point, he did tell the story of going plumbing. We'll let this happen. I would like to hear it from start to finish. You told that story, but it's such a good story that ended up being a whole segment of why you got out of plumbing, right? So it's like if you could condense that and then move through it, yeah, that would be amazing to listen to, for sure.
Man.
Awesome.
This is
Awesome.
how
That would be great.
This is how you can tell he's been my ghostwriter for so long. He's literally like my agent, my producer, my everything. Like he speaks so I don't have to, and I love that.
Why? I don't know why I'm here, to be honest with you. I have so much
Okay.
work to do.
I'm gonna leave it here before you
All right.
take the school run out. My final thought on this conversation is: you take every single break dancer that competed at the Olympics. Go find yourself a DeLorean. Let's go back to like mid to late 80s down in the projects. Let's lay down some cardboard and let's see who actually knows how to break dance. Because that garbage I saw at the Olympics, that wasn't break dancing, man. That was a bunch of technical bull
No, it was
with
good.
no flair, no pizzazz. Get it out of here. Bring it back to its home. Let's go into like Brooklyn. Let's lay down some cardboard, get the big boom box out. Go bring Biggie back too while we're at it. Get him to freestyle on the corner while it's happening.
You know
Do
what?
it right.
It's sad that so Reagan didn't remove the sport from the next Olympics, but you
No,
had
no, no.
commented on they had already decided, and I don't know how it works with the Olympic committees deciding on what events
Get in and
get in
out.
and out. Usually
Yeah.
one has to leave for another to get in, or sometimes they have what do they call that? Trial sports, not trial sports.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
test
talking
run.
about.
Test run.
Demonstration.
Demonstration
that's the
sports,
one.
right?
Perfect.
Those aren't for medals, or they win medals, but it doesn't count to the count.
Medal count.
And then breakdancing was actually in the Olympics, but it's not in LA, and that's a travesty. That's where it should be
Where
in the
it should have
States.
been. Yeah,
it should be
That's
in the
a
States.
great point.
Baseball's coming back though.
We talked about all this.
Cricket's coming.
thought it
So
was-
there's your Indian. I believe. Yeah, I believe cricket's on the way in.
I didn't know cricket was. Did you know that, AJ?
No idea.
I feel like that would've been
Again,
something
Wendy,
you
don't
know.
fact check this.
I know
Someone
the
fact check
lacrosse,
this.
Right away, actually.
lacrosse is in.
Oh, is it lacrosse?
Yeah,
I thought cricket was on the way
it should
in.
be. They both should be.
You know what they need to do with cricket? Just like they did for rugby and made rugby sevens, and they
Yeah.
essentially invented a sport for the Olympics.
So cool.
They need to invent a modified cricket sport for
They
India.
have.
They have. What is it called?
It's called T20, and at Olympics.com, here's the headline when I Googled it.
Okay.
T20 cricket at the Olympic Games LA 2028.
So I'm
So
not.
it's in.
Everything you need to know about the new sport at
Hey!
LA 28.
Okay.
did it.
Well, there we go. I read, and sometimes I read things. I don't even know when I sleep.
That's very
if
smart.
I get that.
Do you think there's a good chance that Canada can compete in that one?
Damn should
Canada's
enter a
got
team.
cricket team. They did. I think we.
Well,
do
they got
have
a team,
whether-
yeah. But will
We
they
should try.
compete?
The
It's a hard
T20
game.
it's a modified game. It's a shorter game. They encourage a lot more what we would call home runs, or in cricket it's called sixes.
Sixes.
I call them dingers.
Dingers. Yep. So the goal is it's a
Ding
shorter
sixes.
Game. That's
There it is.
Six
what'd you
dingers.
call it?
Ding sixes. No, it's not going to catch.
No, not
All right.
not gonna work out. But it is
We got a
going.
lot of good ideas. We got a lot of good ideas, I tell you.
Yeah.
This is why
Football
we.
games in the fields,
Yes,
Ooh.
Davidson.
wrap offs at the Olympics.
Yeah, freestyle.
You know what? Of the one place that the Olympics does do that is unique venues and unique settings
That's what
that
he
they've
said.
come. You probably said that.
He said
I'll shut
that's-
up.
that's
Maybe
why they-
if I showed up on
No,
time, I
he's-
would know that.
He said that's why they brought breakdancing in, was because, well, they had a perfect venue for it and didn't have to change anything. Just throw it in there, throw it on, smack it, and let it go.
Well, they had a decent amount of seats there, but yeah, the backdrop or even the beach. I love the beach volleyball setup because there's no beach right in front of the Eiffel Tower. You know what I mean? But they bring that in and they have a cool backdrop and it looks pretty sweet. So anyway,
wait-
let's roll.
Can't wait till it all turns into grown over trees and bushes and just let it all rot away.
Well, those are all movable venues.
I
And then you
guess.
just have to keep the
This might-
swimming pools and the big ones.
This might be the first time where they purposely made it that way so you don't have these graveyards of Olympic Games from years past.
Make it more logical.
That's it. Okay. Coach number one, thank you so much for hanging out with us each and every Wednesday. We greatly, greatly appreciate it. Good luck with the drive to school, and we will prep for next week, and then we'll have another nice little chat about my little adventure to getting here. You're the best, buddy. We love and appreciate you. Woo! Adrian Millar's on, everybody. Yes.
That was good.
That was great.
Our next guest just messaged me saying he does not have a shirt on.
Perfect. Our ratings are about to go up.
That's why I dropped it, so more
Nice.
people. How do you post that?
How do you post what?
You
You take that. Just let me know when you're ready. there,
Phenom.
It's all good. Don't rush him.
Can
Don't
you go
rush
on-
Phenom.
He's not in there.
yet. It's
Can
okay.
you go on the Facebook and maybe post
Stop.
that we're about to have someone with no clothes
Don't
on?
listen to him. You're not doing that. You just stay focused on your task at hand.
Call your father and tell him to get on the social medias to say we're about to have a guy naked live on YouTube.
If we're gonna do that, it'll just be this guy over here. He's got that hard
Such
body.
a good looking body.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I told him. We already talked about it before the show.
Do you see
as
how
we
he's
roll
filling
on
out
on
that
your
golf
show.
shirt today?
I
Like,
know, it's
what a
thick.
professional.
THICCCCCC.
Look at those- What are these?
Triceps.
Yeah. Do you do a lot of push-ups?
He works out. We always have special guests in and out, hanging out in here as we do the live show Monday to Friday, 4 to 5 p.m. And we're just waiting for our next guest to link up on the Zoom. Our first
We have
Zoom
royalty
to
here,
Zoom.
too.
Oh, was Royal here?
Yeah.
There he
You got nice
is.
tries too, but
Royal Anders.
I'm sorry.
His real prize is not in the upstairs, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh, I do know what you're saying, and that's not appropriate.
I'm pushing it down.
Oh, he's
good.
got huge feet.
That's it.
You know what they say about guys with big feet?
Small hands.
Big shoes. What?
Oh.
That was a Rob
Yeah.
Rogers joke. I love bringing that guy in.
How come we always mention Rob Rogers, but we never get him on here?
Because maybe he's a myth.
No,
Maybe
I've
he
seen
never
him.
lived here. Maybe he always lived in Canmore.
Dude, I'm pretty sure that I was at a couple of Robletons that were very real. Very, very real.
Scott Samulak jumped off the garage
That's
roof
crazy. I saw
into
that.
Steve Gatto's lap. One of the highlights of my life.
It was crazy.
We should get
Ping pong tournament?
Gatto on here. We should have a damn Gatto
Dude,
thing.
okay, get this. Dude Podcast, episode 1 out now. I bet you it's damn close to 100 views, which is pretty awesome. And Steve Gatto commented and said he loved it and can't wait for the next one. Next one
Stephen.
dropping tomorrow, episode 2 of Dude Podcast, especially and mostly for the great Steve Gatto in there. Scott Anderson also had a great drop on it as well. He loved our
He made
talking
fun of
about
himself, yeah.
the Raiders. Scott
That's- can't
Anderson,
wait.
wide receiver.
Scott Anderson, wide receiver. So
There you go.
here's the thing: our football, we were Tinkler Raiders.
Yes.
Shoot, I forget the awesome legend that ran Tinkler Raiders for a bit, but he loved editing, so he'd film. He'd have someone record the entire season. His name's on the tip of my tongue. Man, I haven't.
It's okay. Stay
thought about
focused.
it.
It'll come.
F.
You got it.
Anyway, he would record the whole season, and then we would do a highlight pack of the season on VHS, which was beautiful.
Okay.
And the kids would pick songs, and then we'd introduce ourselves.
Hold on. What song did you pick?
So I was at where was I at? I was at Gordie Howe watching a football game. I forget what game it was, but anyway, coach, leaving me right now, asked what I wanted as a music. So for the offense, didn't think of song length and thought he would know to lengthen it was Come Out and Play by The Offspring.
Oh.
And then as a throwback
one.
to a couple of years ago, they loved Metallica. So I did, I forget what the other one was on defense, but it was way longer.
Probably like battery or something
I don't
super
remember.
sweet. All right, hey, there's
Let's
little,
go on,
little
move
training
on.
for you. I would like you to introduce our next guest. You go right ahead. You're going
Okay,
to take
well-
controls of this one.
So, well, to finish that other thought, before I get to Cade, he can wait, that guy, is we'd introduce ourselves. So in my brain, I remember all these guys, what they sounded like at 11 and 10 years old.
Wide receiver.
Who I don't remember what he sounded like was this next guest, Cade. Quickest mouth.
Oh,
Quickest
yeah.
mouth in the
Yep.
east side of the city.
You don't ever get into a chirp battle with Cato.
No.
No. Bad
And
idea.
very creative with before it was cool to come up with catchphrases and things. That guy would he would come up with a lot of them.
He could burn you 9 times before you even realized he was saying a word. And
which-
like half of them would be like a.
So let's bring this guy on. Apparently
trying
he's
to let him-
apparently he's in a lovely spot with his family right now.
I wanna
We
see
want to
this one
follow
right
up with his running life
Yes.
and all that stuff,
The marathon.
and all the charity work that he does. We want to say, oh, there he is.
Cato! Yeah!
Look at that.
Face didn't have a shirt. I apologize.
Why would you apologize?
I don't know. That's not classy. You're a classy show.
That is
That
true.
is true.
He's caught
It's
us.
good to see you.
Man.
Shoulders up. Yeah, nice to see you guys.
Nice tan, bud.
Beautiful summer here. Just a quick little.
Oh, come on. Dude.
Is that where you swim?
Yep. Do my swimming around here and do our outdoor school around here. So we're here lots.
Nice. So when you're swimming, so for those of you that don't know, and if we remember, if you go back to episode number 9,
Was it that long ago?
I think it was. It might have been
No.
episode 9 or
He was one
12.
of our first surprise guests, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was.
It was incredible.
It was a while
I just
ago.
remember my
So
eyes
maybe
lighting
it's
up, like,
episode
Cato!
18. Anyway, so this is what, episode 89, 90?
90.
90. Crazy.
Wow.
Episode 90. So we know that Cade runs marathons.
Yes, we want updates.
He does train in other facets. So he does, what do we call those? Triathlons?
I never have done one. So next Sunday is my first one ever, and I
Well,
decided the first one should be an Ironman. So I'm going
An
for
Ironman, yeah.
That sounds horrible.
That's wicked. But you have trained the past couple years. You would bike, you'd swim, you'd run. Maybe not all at once, but you did send me some stats on some sort of
He's not
thing.
looking very convincing right now.
He does. He swims in that lake back there at like 5 a.m. with steamboats going by. He's crazy.
The Pacific Lake. Yeah, definitely swim, but it was more of like recreational. There was no real goal involved. The bike rides, there'd be some gummies and stuff involved. So it was much more serious this year.
Yeah,
Interesting.
I knew you'd know how to bike properly. Congratulations, by the way.
You have to.
Well, yeah, if you're going that long, man, you better have something powering you, fueled by gummies. Don't
He
look at
sent
that
me a
guy.
photo. No, it's fine. He sent me a photo while swimming of a ship that said Maestro, I think, across it or
Hey!
something like that. Some Chinese.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Those like over there, you can see in the distance. Actually, I took Rob Johnson and Brett Kavanaugh.
Yes, the
No.
boy. Good
Turtleneck and curly hair.
On the paddleboards up there. You just take the paddleboards right up to the ships, and you can climb up the anchors, and you can jump right off.
Oh,
Really?
if I didn't hate paddleboards so much, that would sound awesome. I think paddleboards need to be eliminated forever. It's the dumbest invention.
Borderline douchey. I get you. I know.
Well, it's not even that. It's just like, hey, dude, like sit down when you paddle. Why do you gotta stand, bro? What are you doing?
Yeah, your
Get a
legs are
kayak.
going to get tired.
Yeah, silly. Sorry.
Super silly. So
That's
hey,
just me being
it's fine. You know those guys, we need to get Rojo on there. Brett
Yes.
said he'd never do the
We've been trying
The
to lock
show.
down Kavanaugh for
said he'd never do it.
since the beginning of this entire network, and he will not do it. And maybe
Yeah.
we need the Cato
No,
flush
Law and
on him.
Order. You need a lawyer podcast with him.
Maybe that's it, hey?
Don't
straight
do
pro.
it with her.
We could do something. He's such an incredible dude, and we all love him so much, and he's so freaking funny, and I just feel like more people should be around that hilarity. You know what I mean? It'd bring a lot of good to the world. Funny dude, love him.
100%. So fill us in. So when
Yeah,
when this
update.
Iron Man is when? And then last time you left us, you also said you were trying to do
Like the
a
world
tour
tour,
de
yeah,
marathon-y across the
Yeah.
world-y, I think was a
Yes.
technical name.
Nailed it.
And what's
Got
going
it,
on?
yeah.
Are you doing that?
So Penticton is where the marathon is, or the
Ironman.
Ironman is next Sunday. So I'm hoping. Last year it was canceled because of smoke, but it looks like it's clear, and it's going to be. It says 26 degrees, which could change, but it's hot, but not scorching. So that's nice because you're out there for at least 11, 12 hours doing your thing. And then as far as the marathon, so 6 major marathons, do them all in a year, do each of them under 3 hours was the goal. So that's the last time we spoke, and that's still the goal. But there was a clothing company here, Reigning Champ. Are you familiar?
We are now.
Sounds cool.
Reigning Champ, probably spelled REIGNING, Champ.
Always the highlight of English classes, Maisie. You were.
There's that mouth. There's that
It's
mouth.
It's not RAINING, is it?
No.
Reigning Champ.
It's not
It's not
like literally raining. No, it. They have sponsored me with clothing and shoes and everything, which is
Wicked.
very generous and very awesome. I'm just looking for the financial side of things still, and it's getting to crunch time because I got to register for the Tokyo Marathon in 2 days.
Oh,
We should have
and
had
it's-
you on here more.
dude, we could have started a
Well-
little fundraiser or something.
We should have been fundraising.
We should have been
Well,
paid raising.
It's never too late. Let's start
Well,
now.
Let's reach Churchill
Hold on.
video and see if they got something.
It's hockey season, Cade. So I just spent $1,500 registering my kids for hockey, and
gonna
then you
sell-
got to
are we
do
gonna sell
camps
bacon?
so they're ready for tryouts.
What do the kids sell? What's
Oh.
the hot item to sell this year for the fundraisers? Is it still booze buckets and bacon?
Here we go.
Whoa.
Did you ever see one of those? I
No.
wasn't expecting
What
to
is
see
that?
I bet you my mom gave it to me.
Who has cash anymore? Don't let the government see that. They don't like that stuff.
Okay, here.
Are you donating this right
This
now?
is the Cade Run Around the World Fund.
What could $50 get you, Cato?
Ooh, $50. I mean, that's a start, right? Let's get somewhere. Maybe an onboard snack on a flight.
One water on a flight.
Don't eat that airplane food. You can bring your own stuff on there. So this could get you maybe a magazine.
Well, man, you know what? Throw in a Subway split long. Maybe even a beverage.
Get a Subway, get a Booster Juice, get a Starbucks,
This could be good.
and a magazine about
I
running.
feel like I'm halfway done completing this journey already.
So we're good.
So
I'm shocked I had that in my wallet.
That's really cool.
Oh, hey,
I feel
Maggie.
like you're a rich man right there.
Well,
so
not anymore. I just gave it to Cade.
That's true. So the journey starts with Penticton. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's just more of a separate thing. So usually, like
Oh, okay.
when we do marathons, traditionally it's like the Vancouver one's my last one of the year, and that's May, and then you just kind of take the summer off, and I would focus on art and obviously family. But this one, I thought, might as well stay in shape and see what if I
See
can
what you can
complete
get.
an Ironman.
I like this.
Can I go dark?
No. So the Olympics just happened, and they had marathon was an Olympic event. Is that correct?
The marathon, yeah.
Yeah, they had like the big marathon. Is that something you could ever see yourself getting into, just chasing an Olympic dream? I feel like you could still do it.
Those days are past. I'm over the hill.
Yeah, but
you know,
you're
that-
never. You didn't
that?
take this. The journey started late.
the
So
journey is-
in marathon running years, you've always been fast, but on the
Very
basketball
fast,
court.
yeah.
And I don't know if you
Agile.
did cross country running. Did
Handsome.
you?
No,
handsome.
yeah.
Like he's
That's-
not bad. He's no Lane, that's for sure. But if I think you're 28 in marathon years.
That's accurate.
Well, yeah, you never. I guess maybe it's not too late, Ryan. You've hit me with a flash of inspiration, but those dudes run so fast, it's crazy. And actually, that Paris course, if you watched it, traditionally out of those 6 marathon courses, Boston and New York are just so much tougher than the rest because they have hills. Boston has these hills called like Heartbreak Hill. They start at kilometer 28, so you're well into the race. And they're just these punishing hills. And New York has a bunch of bridges, and then at the end there's rolling hills through Central Park that just crush you. And if you heard any of the runners speak about the course in Paris, they said that was like by far the toughest course they'd ever ran.
Jeez.
It was insane hills, and it was just like I think I'll still keep the Olympic dream alive for you, Ryan, but I think it might be out of reach.
Or maybe if you run against someone that ran in the Olympics. That's always been something for me, like as I'm older, right? So if I play ball or if I play hockey, I was just like, oh, I just played hockey with this person. That's why I think the Kinsman does such a success when they mix in with those old pros games and those
Yeah,
old
those are
timer
cool.
games.
Yeah.
So all those old guys that could never do it say, I just played with hockey with this guy. So maybe we'll find out some of the Olympic competitors, and if you run a marathon where they're also running in it, that's kind of Olympics by association.
Ooh.
But fill in that blank for me. Who would that have been for you? I played hockey against.
Well, we've done this. So Dave Babbage, for sure. I would love to score a goal against Mike Liut. I would
love Mike
still
Liut.
like to play a game with Wayne Gretzky because I think he still has sick mitts. But if you really wanted to do that, you might as well just go to Australia, go visit coach number one, and then head east or the west side of the country and visit Odog, because Odog's a huge. Chris is a big dude. You should see this dude. He sent me a clip of himself. I got to cue this up, but we don't. But he's big into roller hockey, and the guy's unreal. Like he's just kept playing, and so when he quit hockey, I would say he was a little bit undersized, so a little bit intimidating getting into that big stuff.
Quitting minor or quitting with Flamingos?
Quitting minor.
So
hockey.
not
So then,
Flamingos.
yeah, then
Yeah,
Flamingos, he was decent, right?
That's awesome.
He was awesome.
Decent. He's great.
But
Love
then he
Odog.
didn't play hockey for a while, and
I
now he's
gotcha.
playing roller hockey, and he goes to like national championships and stuff. Unreal.
That's incredible.
I think I can solve this entire issue as we are up against it here, Cato, so I'm going to leave you with this one.
We are.
If you're not going to go to the Olympics for marathoning, I guess it's gone now, but I was thinking we should get you there for breakdancing, bro. I feel like you could have put a throwdown in that.
Well, Manir could be my coach, but I heard
Yeah.
it's not coming to Los Angeles, which is
I know.
No.
One
Maybe-
and done. One and done.
What kind of dancing did Justin Timberlake do?
Fun dancing. I'm
You
not
did-
sure the name.
Whatever it is, that should maybe come because
Hold on.
you had a good JT impression.
Here's what we're going to
You should see it. You should put that camera.
Yeah, that's
Have someone hold that and do a JT dance for us on the beach with your shirt off.
Next time. So here's your homework. Cato, this is your homework. You get a hold of Moni, and you tell them to bring the cardboard. We'll bring the ghetto blaster, and we'll start training you. I know it's not going to be an Olympic dream, but maybe we'll chase after like a world championship or something for breaking, because I know in my heart of hearts, between Moni and you together, we could create a monster in the breakdancing game.
So next week, outside of Max by Bowman.
You got
Hey,
it.
Guess what? I'm taking this $50 back if that's the new dream.
No.
If it's marathoning around the world, back in. If it's to see if Cade wants to break dance,
I just want to see Moni more than anything. I
Stupid.
miss Moni. Big time.
I do too.
Yeah, he's a beautiful
He's in
man.
Winnipeg now.
Great,
Yeah.
great guy.
This is it, man. Half of this show is just dropping names, hey? That's why I think I love it so much. It's just everyone shouting out their friends. It's a cool thing.
It is fun.
It is great. All right. Cato, best of luck to you. Enjoy that incredible little, what would this even be called? Is that work right now, or are you just relaxing?
Work was here today, so
Okay.
now it's relaxed.
So
Cato, do you
enjoy
want
that
to
incredible
do the
workplace.
music? Can we do the music
I
while
don't
it's
know.
on?
Let's not complicate things.
Oh man, can we?
He doesn't even have anything to play
He thinks
on.
he can.
All right.
Phenom's a phenom.
All right. Do you know what,
He's
Cato?
gonna
You're
try.
going
Stay
to
on
hang
here.
out with us for the
Play the
out here.
piano. Play
There
the,
we go,
the
Phenom. Let's
exiting
fire it
piano,
up.
but you got to do it with your little fingies,
Once we get.
with your fingers. Yeah, there you go.
It's little.
My Bob too.
You can bob.
Yeah, you can.
It's a little low, Phenom. We don't got it on here. I can barely hear it.
There it is. There's
There's
coming.
You hear that, Cato?
You can tell your show if it is
Coach has been right through it.
I got lyrics to this.
Okay, sing it underneath while I talk.
I don't remember the lyrics.
What did I sing?
I texted
Cato.
it to you one day.
We love you, buddy. You tell him to stay to be involved, and then you're like, you just ignore him.
I didn't ignore him. He just was play the piano. Go enjoy your family.
Love
Whatever.
you, Cato. We'll talk to you again soon. My man. Oh, that's beautiful. See, I had a feeling it was going to go like that. You probably couldn't even hear it. What a great show. The Hump Day edition concludes with a very big thank you to Coach Number One, a.k.a. Adrian Belarja, our author, speaker, Mr. Everything from Australia. Had a lovely visit with him. To Cato.
What was your
Finally
homework?
getting him back on.
What was your homework?
I didn't have any homework.
Yeah, AJ gave you homework.
That's not homework, dude. That's just telling my story.
Oh yeah, just remember it.
Yeah,
That's-
we'll remember.
you're good at that. You don't need notes.
Notes are lame. To my man Curry over there, love you, buddy. Can't wait to have you on tomorrow. He's got a bunch of gifts we're going to crack into.
He better have a sweet wrestling shirt.
He knows what he's doing. Don't you worry about that. To the Phenom! Hey, hit me with the camera 3 so everyone can see. Give us a wave. There he is. Thank you, Phenom. You were incredible again, as always. Tomorrow, Dude Podcast, episode 2, dropping. All Out of Angst Podcast, episode 6, dropping. And then Friday, we got the One Bad Podcast.
I'm loving everything. The All Out of Angst.
So fun.
It's so good.
We had Herbs in here for yesterday, and he's on the next 2 editions of the AOA.
I can't wait to learn more about real estate.
Yeah.
The history of
today.
One Bad Son,
By the
getting
way,
fit with
Bamford & Co. podcast. Check it out. New. Episode 2.
Pulse Power, getting fit with Pulse Power.
Mondays. Tuesdays, the viewing room. We
the
got
viewing
a whole
room.
thing.
Oh, man, the viewing room. 20 seconds.
Wild.
I want something that Phenom's on. Could we have a son and dad podcast?
That could be fun, too. Leave it there. Thank you again. Karma's very real. Remember that, all right? We'll see you tomorrow.